Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, I want to teach you the equation to remove taxation. But before I go into that, I'm going to give you 3 quick examples, and I'll make it very brief this week because we have so many of you reaching out saying, how do I do this? How do I do this? And it's the 10 times tax deduction, because there's so much that came out just even this last week that we can't control, right? Imagine the economy cheering higher unemployment and fewer jobs created. Now, this is really sad, folks, that we're now cheering negativity to our economy, which is going to affect us in other areas. But this is just the way the world works, right? Bad news is good news is good news is bad. What if you can I want you to imagine just removing yourself from all this chaos and headache and heartache. And I'm going to teach you that this Tuesday at retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. I'm going to give you 3 examples. One is for those of you that have high income. I want you to remove taxes from your income. And even if you're retired, I want to teach you how to remove taxes from your income. 2, I want to talk to those of you that have saved a lot of money and done very well in IRA and 401k or deferred these taxes because somebody told you that surely when the 401k was created, right, when top tax rate was 70%, you'd retire in a lower tax rate. Well, now, unfortunately, with all this drunken sailor spending, $5 trillion of new taxes being proposed, now people are fearful that they may retire at today's tax rates, which are on sale and the lowest they've been in history, to a 70% tax rate. Let me show you how to avoid that. And then thirdly, those of you that are sitting on assets, businesses, in particular, maybe real estate, residential real estate, that's not good in a slowing economy. So the time to exit is now. But where do you go, Chuck? To double-digit returns that are tax-free. I'm going to give you 3 examples. Number 1, a client of ours referred their adult son, high income earner, and by saving this gentleman at least $20,000 a year for the next 30 years, earning 10% in a conservative fund that I'll be teaching this Tuesday at retirementprotected.com, that tax savings grows to over $3.6 million. This actual gentleman will actually retire well before his parents are able to retire because he's getting a head start in being tax smart. Don't miss it, folks. The second example is for those of you that are saying, well, Chuck, I don't want to have these required minimum distributions. And I'm like who you talk about. 95% of the people we work with have saved 95% of their money tax deferred, and they're in trouble because they don't realize the tax risk road they're traveling. Let me get you off that road with a reroute of tax-free. The 10 times tax deduction allows, as an example for a client we just worked with, $100,000, which, by the way, earns an 18% tax-free return. Not bad for parking $100,000 of cash to get a $1 million tax deduction. And that deduction, for those that qualify, and again, everybody's different. You may not need $1 million tax deduction, converted the rest of their IRA to Roth at 0 tax. Their retirement money and income is out of the tax system. And then thirdly, if you've got a business or you've got real estate, or you want to go into something that's consistent, you don't want this market turbulence of up and down and all around, I'm going to teach a lot of solutions to that, but one in particular is where you can move that money, get a tax deduction. So don't let the tax tail wag the dog, as they say. Don't make the decision to not sell something because you've got a big gain. Nobody went broke taking gains, but they could go broke with the highest capital gain tax rate proposed in history that Biden administration's come out with at 44.6%. Let me teach you how to avoid the highest capital tax rate in history by getting that money out, avoiding the taxes, and putting it somewhere with earning double-digit returns, totally tax-free and not dependent on the stock market and far more conservative than the real estate you probably own or the business you run today. Folks, you work hard for your money. Imagine learning the equation to remove taxation and avoid being impacted by stagflation. retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.